Hey guys, this is Mrs. Hernandez. I'm going to be talking about a book today called Measuring Time, the Clock. It's going to be all about how the clock measures time and how to tell time. We've been talking about that in math this week and last week, and this is something that we can put in our guided reading to help us learn even more and remember more about it. Okay, first let's take a look at our table of contents. What do you think you might be learning about keeping track of time? What do you think you might learn about the sundial? Like, what is a sundial? Do you know? How about an hourglass? I don't know about you, but I don't keep sundials and hourglasses around my house. I wonder how we're going to learn about telling time with minutes and seconds. What about these words? Do you know what they are? Analog and digital. Do you know what that has to do with time? How about other ways to say the time? It looks like we have a glossary too, and also some website and an index in the back. So let's learn more. Okay, let's look at our heading at the top of the page, keeping track of time. Okay, so we're going to learn probably, this guy is thinking about, what do I have to do today and when do I have to do it? This heading is called Rising with the Sun. So this must be about, a while ago, maybe people didn't have clocks. They just got up when the sun went up and went to bed when it went down. Ooh, now here is a sundial. Isn't that cool? Now let's see, I have a bolded word here, so let's talk about what that says. The shadow clock was called a sundial. Okay, so this is how it works. They cast the sun, when it shines on something, it casts a shadow. And people learn to use a blade shaped like a triangle to make a shadow, and it pointed in different directions. So that showed them kind of like how, like approximately what time of day it was. And it helped them to divide up the day into smaller bits that they started calling hours. So see this clock right here, I'm looking at, there's a 2, a 3, here's 1, here's 12. Up here it's upside down. These are in Roman numerals, which are written a little bit differently. But see, the shadow is cast, it's almost on the 2 here. That means it's almost 2 o'clock. Pretty cool, huh? This is called an hourglass. Here's the word, hourglass. So how much time do you think it takes for the sand to go from top to bottom? Okay, about an hour. Okay, so we still use sand timers. I know you've seen small ones, but this one was created around the 1300s because sundials didn't really work on water and sailors needed something else. So that's why it says here, sailors used hourglasses on ships to keep track of how long they stood watch. A lot of board games have these. The clock we know about, you can read that on your own. But I'm going to go back to this page for just a moment. Why do you think there's a bell here? You ever been in Marietta Square and heard like the bells ring every time like it's an hour has passed? 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. The church bells, they ring on the hour, some of them do. And you're going to read more about that. Now it's going to talk about minutes and seconds. Okay, we're going to talk about this word, units. People all around the world use the same measuring units of hours. You heard that term units lots of times before, especially with measurement. We talked about inches and centimeters or units squared. Units is just a way of measuring something. So we're all measuring the same thing. Okay, this is going to talk more about telling time. And this clock's actually showing you something extra that you wouldn't see on another clock. So all clocks have an hour hand, the short hand, and a minute hand, which is the long hand. And this is the clock face. But this little red one right here is the second hand. It counts the seconds. So like it counts pretty quickly until there's 60 seconds in 1 minute and 60 minutes in 1 hour. You're going to read more about that. Now it's going to explain the difference between analog and digital. Okay, analog are face clocks. Digital clocks are the ones that you usually see like on your watch, or you might see you know, on the timer on your stove. This is going to tell you other ways to say time. There's a chart here that you can use that will be helpful as well. Terrific timekeeping. Tells you things that maybe you can do by keeping time. All right, and when this is all over, there is no quiz there, but there is a writing response I want you to do. So now that you're done looking through the book and previewing it with me, I want you to go back, click on the link for Get Epic, log in, go to this book that I've assigned you, and then when you're all done reading it to yourself, do the writing response. Happy reading.